Well, I'm here with newly named head coach Kyle Shipp, the Arkansas Tech One boys coach. Thanks for having us here today. Just wanted to sit down and just kind of talk about the broad view of Arkansas Tech football and expectations and that sort of thing. So, here we are. What was it, a week ago now? Something like that.
Basically.
You are the offensive coordinator, and then all of a sudden you become head coach. What was that like?
It was a whirlwind of just a lot of things. Coach Atterbury had left, had to take care of some family stuff, and got a phone call, and next thing you know, I'm being offered the head job, and obviously I was very excited about that because I'm an alumni and I care for this place. I played here, and it was just a very, very quick thing that happened, and but I'm going to take it and run with it, and I can't wait to get going.
All right. So you came here from UAM. Well, let's back up before we go there. You said you played here. Talk about your playing career here.
Well, I played receiver from 03 to 07. I wasn't just the best player in the world. I was a walk-on, actually. And Coach Mullins gave me an opportunity to walk on, and I earned a little bit of money towards the end, and played a little bit here and there. But I knew I wanted to coach a long, long time ago. When I was like in 7th grade, I decided, hey, I want to coach college football. Now, a lot of people probably thought I was crazy at the time, but that's what I wanted to do, and that was part of the thing when I joined the team. I told Coach Mullins from the get-go, I want to be able to have a chance to GA, whether it's here or somewhere else when we get done. And he always would ask me every year, are you sure that's what you want to do? And it was always, yes, sir. And when I had the opportunity, he gave me a chance to GA. I started out as a student assistant for a semester, and then to a GA after that for 2 years. Then he helped me as get on with Arkansas State as a GA when my master's was done here. And so then he gave me a chance to come back as a full-time coach 2 years after I went to Arkansas State too. So it all started here for me as far as my playing career and really my coaching career started right here.
So since you go there, let's talk about some of the coaches that you've worked under since you started your coaching career.
I was able to, of course, Coach Mullins was one of my biggest influences as a coach because I played for him. We've always stayed in very close contact. When I have a question about something in football, he's the person I go to. I was lucky to be with Steve Roberts at Arkansas State, which I don't know how many people know Steve Roberts personally, but he's one of the best human beings as a football coach will ever be around. He is a family man, Christian. You just can't beat him as a person, and a very good football coach on top of that too. I mean, he X's and O's. He knows his stuff. He was very successful in the Division II level, 1AA level, and really was the catalyst to Arkansas State. He probably didn't get enough credit, to be honest with you, because when he took it over, they were as low as it gets, and he got them to their first bowl game and winning seasons, and I was really, really fortunate to have him as a mentor and still talk to him to this day. Then after that, it was Coach Freeze. I was his GA when he was offense coordinator, and then he was head coach for a little bit, and offensively learned a ton. He was a very, 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 and still is a very innovative offensive mind, and I was luckily able to be around him and learned it all, soaked it in. There's still things I can learn every day, but I was lucky enough at that time to be around that, and I was able to take a lot of those things with me.
Okay. So, talk about you ended up at UAM. How long were you at UAM?
I was there 5 years, and I was the offensive coordinator there, assistant head coach. Hud Jackson, I should have said him as well, but Hud Jackson, I will tell this to anybody, but I owe him a ton of this because he gave me an opportunity basically 5 years ago to be an offense coordinator at 29 years old. He had enough belief in me to do it, and I never have done it. He said, hey, I just heard a lot of good things about you. I interviewed, he liked it. He gave me the opportunity, then gave me opportunities to be assistant head coach and some opportunities to do things when he was away and let me take on different roles and honestly to prepare me for this point in my career. And so those 5 years in UAM really probably as much as any place helped me prepare myself for this.
And you guys had a pretty good offense down at UAM. I averaged right at about 400 yards per game. And talk about your offensive philosophy.
Well, offensive philosophy, we're spread, RPO. We'll throw the ball downfield quite a bit. We'll run inside zone, power counter. A lot of stuff you see when you're watching TV nowadays. I mean, it's the same stuff that Arkansas tries to run. And we were lucky to have some really good players. Had an NFL receiver, quarterback that's probably going to sign a CFL contract. And had some other kids besides those guys, too, that were really good college football players. And they just fit the offense well. And it's a fun offense for a quarterback and a receiver and even tight ends because we're going to get them involved. If it's a run play, there's a pass attached. So I'm a quarterback, I'm thinking, well, I'm not handcuffed to this run play every time. We have answers for different looks, and that makes it fun. And we were really pretty good at times. We had one season, we averaged 455 yards a game, top 25 in the country, top 10 in a lot of the stats, and we were really lucky to have some really good players there.
Obviously, as a head coach, you've got to look at both sides of the ball. And, of course, you also know how hard it is to be a defensive coordinator these days. And in today's football, with what you're talking about with tagging pass plays with run plays and RPOs, because you just don't know what's coming anymore. You know, used to you knew what was coming on first and second down, and then you knew what yardage and all that was coming. If it was 4 yards or more, it was a pass, and if it was under, it was probably a run. And of course, now that it's just not that predictable anymore. And of course, everybody's throwing the ball now. So defensively, what is it that you are looking for in your program?
Well, defensively, your mentality has to be different. Defensive players kind of have to have an edge to them. You know what I'm saying? It's a deal where they have to enjoy having their backs against the wall. And doesn't matter where we're at, spot the ball and let's go. And I'm going to attack it. And that's the mentality we're trying to continue to build here. In the past, defensively, Arkansas Tech's been pretty good. And that's the one thing that we've got to continue to build on, to get the right kind of kids in here that have that edge, that want to strike you and enjoy hitting and enjoy taking the ball away. And if we have those type things, and we continue to put up the numbers offensively, we'll have a chance to be pretty good. The day's football, if you hold someone to 24 points or less, that's pretty good defensively. Yeah. Even if you ask Nick Saban, he would take that any day of the week now. It used to be 24 points is too much. Now, if you hold them under 24, you've done something special defensively.
Yeah, the game has definitely changed. And you've got to average 30-something points a game, but even into the 40s to be able to win. We're here with head coach of the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys, Kyle Shipp, talking football here. I enjoy talking ball with any of these coaches. I consider myself a little bit of a coach myself, but I'm on this side of things right now. But so here you are. I would say this has to be somewhat of a dream job for you, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. You could ask anyone that really knows me very well if they said, well, what has Kyle said, what his dream job would be, and Arkansas Tech is that. And so because this place has meant so much to me, from a academic to athletic to the opportunities I've gotten as a young coach to come back as a coordinator to now at this point. And I'm still considered, I guess, young as a head coach, but this place is a dream job, and I know what we can be here. And obviously it's going to take a little time. Can we get it going next year? Absolutely. Will we put out all the numbers we want to right off the bat? Don't know. But we're going to work our butts off to make sure we will at some point and get this program back to hopefully a top 25 program to where we have a chance to win conference, chance to go to the national playoffs. And then, of course, you get the national playoffs. You never know what can happen.
Right. I know that Tech has had some really good teams in the past and some teams that were had chances to really make some hay in the playoffs. And I know that there's a lot of people in this area that want to get back to that. Of course, everybody wants to win, no matter what. And of course, you know how that is in the coaching profession. It's win or go home or go somewhere else. Sure. In a lot of cases. And so you know that pressure is there. How do you deal with that?
It's just part of it. This is what you sign up for. You know it from the get-go that if you don't win, people aren't going to be happy. And when you do win, everybody loves you. It's just part of it. And the one thing that gets kind of lost in this is winning is a huge part of what people want us to do from the outside perspective. But from what a coach is really supposed to do is to help these young men grow as men. So when they leave here, one, they have a degree, but two, that they're going to be good people in the community and fathers and husbands and the things that that really matter. Wins and losses matter, but those things matter more than anything when it's all said and done. If I'm, my career's over with, if I get looked at from a wins and losses perspective, that's one thing. But if it is, I'm looked at it for what we help young men become and fathers and communities and things of that nature. If we have a ton of those, I'll be happy with that too.
Yeah. And that's what you need. I mean, you want good husbands, you want good fathers, you want to feel good about sending your players out into the world because, especially on this level, not a lot of guys get a chance to go on to the next level. This is the final stop when it comes to football and that sort of thing. So yes, I'm absolutely with you on that. And I feel like that, moms and dads, when you go into a living room and you can say those things, they've got to feel good about that.
I think so, and I think that's all what parents want. They want to know that their kid's going to go somewhere, that they're going to get a good education, that they're going to be taken care of, and have a chance to win some games too. But that if something's going on in their life, that they can walk in this door and they can sit down with me and we can talk about it. And we can say, what's going on with you and how can I help you? And that's what a parent really wants. Because a lot of these kids, they come from single-parent homes and may not have a father figure in their life. And as a coach, it's kind of where you step up and have to be that. And that is part of our job too.
Kyle Shipp, head coach of Arkansas Tech here. We're just getting a set down here, newly named, newly minted, however you want to say it. Head coach here at Arkansas Tech, an Arkansas Tech homeboy. I know that he's going to want you guys to get out and support Arkansas Tech football as they move forward. I'm sure you've got game one circled, but before game one, we've got spring practice. Now, for those that aren't familiar with Wonder Boy football, let's talk about some of the players that some of these guys or some of these people need to get to know.
Well, at this point, we're spring practice coming up. We're trying to get it solidified. We've got it now. We're going to have 12 practices instead of 15, which is a little different, and we're still working on hiring a defensive coach at this point. And that's part of the reason why we're pushing it back a little bit farther, to make sure our defense has enough time to install and they feel good about putting a base defense in for the spring. Some of the kids to look at, Cole Fritch, he's one of our old linemen. They call him Big Country. Young man Jacob Reed, he's from Russellville. He's a kid that I think in time will end up being a pretty good offensive lineman for us. Caleb Stokes, transferred from UCA. He's going to be a tight end / receiver. A lot of upside, very athletic kid. We're really excited about him. Running backs, we got a lot of them back. Bailey, Christian Cole, Caleb Beatty. Those three guys I think have a chance to be three really good running backs. Receivers, we got to find somebody at receivers who's going to end up being the guy, which that's part of spring. But again, I think our O-line, for the most part, with some of the old Mason Minix, he's a senior as well. Big Larry, he's from Blytheville. He's a kid I love to death. He's got a chance to be a very, very good football player, and I'm excited about seeing what a lot of them will do. But those are some of the names offensively. Defensively, you're looking at Irv. He's a safety for us. He's a leader. DJ Williams as well. Chris Kell, that's another one. A young man named Denzel Washington, who's going to be a guy that's very named, but is new to our program, who I think's got a lot of upside to be a really good player. And then you got Dio and Gio Williams, who are the twins. One plays Mike linebacker, one plays corner. That they've got a lot of upside from the linebacker corner position. Then D-line, you got George Brooks, who's been a pretty consistent performer for him. Dugan, who's a defensive end. Sawyer Shields, again, another kid that's played a lot for him on the defense side of the ball. I'm sure I'm forgetting some names, but I think we got a lot of guys coming back that can help us.
Now, I may have missed it here, but we didn't mention any quarterbacks. did it? I mean, a quarterback's obviously a big part of your offense. It is the part of your offense. Obviously, you got to block people and that sort of thing. But you've got to have a quarterback that can make the decisions, like we were talking about earlier, about whether to pull the ball and throw it or whether to hand it off on that run read or whatever. Who are some of the guys that are in competition for that position?
Well, you got Carter Burcham, who played and started last year for us. Carter's a great kid from Greenbrier, a lot of upside. Manny Harris, he played and started some games as well. He's from Texas with a transfer from UTSA. Let me think. Tyler Poe, he's a kid from Mississippi. Had a knee injury coming back from that. We'll see. And Jack Grissom, who's a transfer from Mississippi College, he's a true freshman still. I recruited him back a year or so ago and ended up coming here. A lot of upside as well. All four of them have a little bit something different about each other, and but all four of them I think have the ability to do it. I just got to figure out at some point, probably not even through spring, probably until we get through camp and figure out who's going to be the number one guy. And this spring is huge for those guys to figure out who can and who can't do it, or where they're what's best fits for them, what we can do best offensively with those guys. But I do feel like we have some guys here on campus that can help us.
Now, do you prefer a running style quarterback, or do you prefer more pocket style quarterback?
I would like to be at the quarterback position mobile. When I say that, I don't. If they're Michael Vick, awesome.
Right.
There's not a lot of those out there. So if a guy can run, that really helps because we can do some quarterback runs and read zone. But if not, with the RPO game part of it, it really fits if you run or pass. You know what I'm saying? If they can run or do just pure passers. So do they have to be a guy that's mobile? No. Would I like that to be? Well, at least they can extend the play. That's really what I'm looking for. If they're a guy that's a 4-4 and can do all kinds of crazy stuff with their legs, great. Do we have that right now? No. But to answer that, I mean, we would love to have one that's mobile.
Okay. So let's just talk to the Arkansas Tech fan base right now and just tell them why they should come out and support the Wonder Boys. Obviously, we got a spring game going to be coming up here, but all in the fall as well.
Well, obviously, with me being an alumni, you know, it's very important for me to get our program back to where it needs to be. And I think the only way that we're going to get to where we want to be is if we do this together as a community, as a university, as a football program. And we're going to need everybody support as far as at games, being loud and proud. And, you know, our first game's away at UAM, and we get Ouachita at home. First home opener, we get Ouachita, who's probably going to be nationally ranked, has won the conference, has been one of the top teams, has been in national playoffs, extremely well coached. I mean, you don't get any better home opener than Ouachita. And so we need 8,000 to 10,000 people there going crazy to make it hard on Ouachita and give our kids that extra home field advantage that when I played we had. And I want to get back to that. And we're going to do some different things as far as how we do an entrance and some a pregame walk through the to the tailgate area, as long as it gets approved by our administration, to try to make things a little bit more fan friendly. But we need Tech Nation there, and those people don't realize how big that is to our kids. That they see people in the stands, that they're rooting for them, that they get loud on third downs when it's important, and those things motivate our kids to make those plays. So we need you there badly.
Come out. You're going to get a fun brand of football to watch, and a lot of scoring, and a lot of good things going on here at Tech with Coach Kyle Shipp. And he seems to have the blueprint to get this thing righted. Coach, let's talk about your dates, your spring dates, and your spring game.
All right, so we have 12 practices again. It starts, I want to say April 2nd will be our first one. We'll practice basically a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the first 2 weeks of April. And then the third week, because of Good Friday and Easter weekend, we'll go Monday through Thursday practice. Thursday being our spring game, starting at 6 p.m. here. We'll make it a big deal. It'll be a scrimmage, and we'll have refs and all that kind of stuff. Of course, we want everybody to come out if you can. That's why we have it at 6, so at least people will be off work and be able to come and see us, and hopefully we can put a good product out there at 6 p.m. On that Thursday. I know our kids are excited about it.
And the date again is?
I believe that's April the 18th.
Okay. So April the 18th, Thursday night, 6 p.m. They'll have a green and gold game. You can come out and be a part of here and see Coach Shipp's new team here at Arkansas Tech, and just come out, have a good time, watch a little football. There's never, you really can't ever get enough football. I mean, honestly,
Very true.
Well, we'd like to thank Coach Shipp for his time, and Coach, we really appreciate it, and we'll get this out there for you guys, and get everybody an opportunity to meet you and see what this program's all about.
Well, thank you for having me, and I truly do appreciate it, and look forward to the future here and what we're going to build, and I'm just excited about this opportunity. I really am.
All right. This is Coach Kyle Shipp of the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys. Again, you can go catch that spring game on April the 18th. That won't be very long, and at 6 p.m. And you'll be hearing more about that as we get closer to that right here on River Valley Now and on Facebook at River Valley Now, or Facebook.com/River Valley Now. I'm Brad Caldwell. This is Kyle Shipp.